Welcome, 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 everyone. I'm so thrilled to be with all of you here today. It's amazing. Look at you. You're all here with us, not checking Bitcoin price, which is something that I appreciate a lot. And yeah, and there's a reason. And I know that this is a smart move because the next big thing, trust me, there are a lot of chances. It's going to be here on this stage live with us tonight. I'm Manuel Rinaldi, and I'm the Accelerator Director here at QUBIC Labs. We are a blockchain and Web3 startup accelerator and incubator based in Quincy. Tonight, we're celebrating something remarkable. 11 companies out of an incredibly competitive pool of 270 plus applicants join our very first accelerator cohort. And they worked so hard to be here with you tonight. This was an intense 3-month-long program, multiple sessions every single day, covering any aspect of their entrepreneurial journey, from legal to compliance, tokenomics, marketing, go-to-market strategy, product market fit, fundraising, weekly check-in sessions, bi-weekly pitch contests in which they had to compete against each other with judges who are angels and venture capitalists that were joining to provide valuable feedback to them. Feedback that in multiple cases turned into follow-on meetings who turned into due diligence and data room. Data room who turned into closed investments. And how cool is that? And I would like to take a few seconds to give an applause to all founders and our network of investors, because they were really good. Really great. Thank you. This applause actually applies mostly to you. 10% to them, 90% to you. Because this is not about us. What we were able to achieve, it was remarkable. This was made possible only by you. You made possible what we considered to be impossible. In less than 16 months, we turned an incubator into an accelerator. And 85 of you joined us as mentors. Amazing, wonderful people, first, who only later happened to be top executives at companies like Coinbase, Solana, Grant Thornton, MoonPay, Robinhood, NVIDIA. And honestly, the list could go on for hours. This was insane. So thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to each one of you. Others decided to join us as accelerator partners. And I'm talking about Breen and Josh from Hacken, Annalise Osborne from Cadena, Alex from F6S, and the crew at Algorand. Many others followed, providing additional resources, credits, discounts, for a total of over $100,000 in value per startup. Then, 270 of you applied from all over the world. Through a rigorous 3-step interview process, we got to choose the 11 very best of you. These teams, let me tell you, they earned their spot here. And the process was really, really competitive. These founders have put their heart into this. And I know that you will see the incredible effort that they made to be on the stage tonight. And two of you were so brave that decided to join us and become the best possible associates and colleagues that I could have ever asked for. So thank you, Gareth. Thank you, Harry. Grazie. And speaking of essential, we literally wouldn't be physically here today without the support of Stefan. Thank you. Thank you so much for making this demo day possible in this beautiful, beautiful space. We truly appreciate it, and it means a lot for us. And then we have the real magic. We have all of you joining us here in the room. Maybe not knowing exactly what we were doing or who we are. Now you know, and we're the best. You're supporting, with your presence here, you're supporting innovation. You're supporting the startup role and progress, and that's a bold statement. So I'm proud of you guys, and welcome to our family. Because this is the story of how all of this happened. It's because of you. It's because of the most powerful thing in this role, which is the true connection between human beings. Life is not transactional. If you're young, and I know there are students here with us, if you're young, and you're looking to become a startup founder or a venture capitalist, it doesn't really matter. The most important thing that I can tell you is to go out there and do some serious networking. build connections. That's the most powerful thing that you can do. So thanks to each one of you. We wouldn't be here today if it weren't for you. But also, there wouldn't be any QUBIC Labs without the two people who started it all, John O'Keefe and Ian Kane. And I'd like to invite here on the stage with me, Ian, Executive Chairman and co-founder of QUBIC Labs.
Thank you, Manuel. My name's Ian. I work in the kitchen at QUBIC Labs. That's not a joke. I make sure that the coffee pods are there for everyone. And you wouldn't believe how fast chewy granola bars are consumed by founders. There's a count. There's still to be, I think, concluded, because there's still some, but we'll see. But I'm here to express more gratitude, and I'm here to do some shameless promotion as well. When we started QUBIC Labs in 2019, we had an idea. We wanted to spread entrepreneurship and innovation south of Boston. I'm biased. I'm from Quincy. I serve on the city council there. And I wanted to complement the real estate development activity so people would live, work, and play in Quincy, and we could participate in some of this startup activity. We didn't initially choose blockchain. Blockchain found us. And that was because of my public hat and a state program that educated local electeds on potential blockchain deployments in cities and towns. But it was quickly at that moment that we recognized that QUBIC Labs could have a differentiator in a crowded marketplace of accelerators and incubators by focusing on this sector that was nascent and exciting. So we marched forward and we said, you know what? We're going to build a globally recognized tech and development hub in Quincy. We really only had an empty office space that we showed people around and a deck. Most of you saw it. I would like to recognize Will Weddleton, who's on our board, who has been one of our supporters since the beginning. Will, we met because he's a constituent in Quincy. And we met up in the startup community here in Boston. I said, I got to bring you in because you care about Quincy, you care about the startup community, and he's been a huge supporter since. So he's on our board and he helps us. Yeah. But that is the main theme about everything that we do. It's about community and ecosystem building. And all of you represent a different component of that ecosystem. Today we have high school students, we have college students, we have college professors, we have ecosystem partners like the Boston Blockchain Association. Doug Meany's here. Thank you for being here, Doug. We have members of the Boston DAO, which is another community organization. We have members of our incubator program who've been with us from the start, who are here tonight. We have investors who have invested in our founders who have come through QUBIC Labs. And community building is not for the faint of heart. This takes hard work and it takes dedication. And that's what we've been committed to. Because people from the Boston area, we saw early on in the heydays of blockchain and crypto in 20 and 21, people were flying to Miami. There was much more exciting things happening there. And we said, if we can just take a little bit of that energy and plant it here and let it grow and thrive, we have the long-term competitive advantages here in Boston of people and capital. The missing component that we didn't have, and now we do have, is Manuel Rinaldi. We put out a search for a program director at the end of 23. Actually, it was during 23, because we talked for a while. And out of 120 applicants, Manuel was the standout lead for that role, and we've been lucky to have him. He brought the experience that John and I lacked to put together all the components of the network and the ecosystem and the community to arrange a world-class accelerator program that these founders today participated in as the first class in the first cohort. So we are incredibly thankful, grateful for your work and being part of our team. And then Ken Mooney from Suffolk University bestowed us with some interns from his Blockchain Revolutions class. And that gave us some extra juice too. So Garrett Curran and Harry Lassage, thank you for being a part of our team, for giving us the exposure that we haven't had, and for giving us some street cred as well. Thank you. So again, I do want to thank Stefan Patain, who made this room happen tonight. This doesn't happen without him, and Fidelity for hosting this room. This is a really special place to be. Fidelity is an interesting company because it has such a long legacy in financial services, and it's actually participating in the same work that we're trying to improve by improving digital infrastructure across the entire financial services system. So it's great to be here. I do want to let you know that I want to see all of you somehow involved in either our next cohort for QUBIC Labs, which we'll talk about probably in the next couple of months we'll launch, and then Boston Blockchain Week, which is in September. This is our 4th year hosting it. This year, we're doing it a collaborative effort. First time that this has happened in many years. We're collaborating with the Boston Blockchain Association and the Boston DAO. It'll be a 5-day event that will span from Kilroy to Kendall. It's a red line experience. This is the midpoint at Fidelity, fittingly, but we're excited to bring content in Quincy from the 9th to the 11th. ETH Boston will be on the 12th at the MIT Media Lab, and Solana Boston will be on the 13th at MIT Media Lab. So we need all of you to participate in that too. We are looking for speakers and sponsors, so we'll take your money. So think about that. And otherwise, I know you're not here to see me talk more. It's time to hear these pitches from the founders. So I'm going to toss it back to Manuel. And all you mothers, happy Mother's Day this weekend, especially my mother, who's over there.
Perfect. Enough talking from us, and let's start from what you're all here for, our pitches. So our first pitching company today brings hedging to Bitcoin miners and BTC native yield to hodlers with trustless on-chain derivatives on network difficulty. Oh. That's right. Okay.
You have such a beautiful voice. We don't want to miss it.
Thank you. So let's repeat this. Our first pitching company today brings hedging to Bitcoin miners and BTC native yields to hodlers with trustless on-chain derivatives on network difficulty. Let's give a round of applause to Matteo Spinosa.
Thank you, everyone. Good evening, Boston. I always love to say this. My name is Matteo Spinosa. I'm the founder of Doefin, and I'm here to tell you a little story about what we are doing, but also what is going on behind the scenes of Bitcoin and in Bitcoin mining. I want to start with a quote that popped up in my LinkedIn this week. It's a quote from Warren Buffett, who said, "Risk comes from not knowing what you're doing." This sounds like a common and basic principle in any business. However, believe it or not, more than 1 million Bitcoin miners, from the smallest to the largest, are facing the same problem. They don't have any visibility about the revenues beyond 2 weeks. Let's have a look at some numbers. In the past year, Bitcoin price increased by now more than 50%, but the revenues only by 5%. And if you look at the volatility of these revenues, they were twice as volatile as S&P 500 in Bitcoin. In dollar, they've been more than 3 times more volatile than S&P 500. And this is why many investment analysts believe that compare Bitcoin mining to gambling rather than infrastructure, which is quite weird because miners are the engine powering a $2 trillion commodity, which is Bitcoin. The reason why this is happening is very specific to Bitcoin and is due to a feature called network difficulty. Bitcoin mining is a zero-sum game. Imagine the total Bitcoin rewards to be a pie, and miners are competing to get a slice of this pie. As competition increases, it becomes harder and more difficult to get that slice, more expensive. The revenues reduce. So now think that revenues are volatile, they are variable, but costs are fixed. This means that the impact on profitability is even larger. On average, 10% difficulty increase, lower profitability of miners by 15%. Now, I hope the problem is clear. how can you value, invest, or lend into a business when you don't know how much money they're going to make it, when they're going to make it, and the certainty of cash flow? You cannot. This is why miners are undervalued and unbankable. There has been no way to hedge Bitcoin difficulty and stabilize profits until 1 month ago. We launched Doefin, which is a decentralized platform offering options on Bitcoin difficulty. A miner pays a premium to receive a payout when difficulty is above a certain level. Basically, is offsetting the lower revenues with the option payout. Our options are fully collateralized, so there is no counterparty credit risk. We leverage security of Bitcoin using a trustless oracle, which means that you cannot manipulate settlement and maturity. And we have no jurisdictional constraints. As long as you're not in a sanctioned country, you can connect your wallet and trade. The benefits for users are clear. Bitcoin miners can finally stabilize their revenues, protect profitability, and institutionalize their business, becoming valuable and investable. Crypto funds and Bitcoin holders can now generate yield by earning a premium when they sell protection to miners. And traders have now access to hash rate volatility as a new asset class, and they can profit and speculate. We are a platform, so we make money by charging a percentage of the notional traded on our platform. We are not just an idea. We raised already $1 million in pre-seed funding from influential angel investors, and we had our soft launch in March this year, when the first on-chain transaction difficulty was executed between Power, a miner that wanted to hedge the Paraguay, the operations of their mining operations in Paraguay, and the trading desk of Luxor, which is one of the largest mining pools in the world. Already in the first 30 days from launch, we got inbounds and outreach with 20 miners. We priced options to hedge 3% of the global Bitcoin network hash rate. We got 2 large crypto asset managers reaching out to us, asking for ideas and solutions to generate income for their Bitcoin income fund. And we got the CEO of a Canadian miner as an investor. And something I'm very excited about is we will be soon launching also on a Bitcoin native sidechain. We are now raising $2 million. 10% of it has already been committed from existing investors. Most of the money will be spent in R&D and tech development. Is VI safe with a £10 million or $12.5 million cap valuation. I would like to tell you more about myself and my outstanding team. I spent 20 years in banking, but I think I'm run out of time. So if you want to contact me, these are my details, and you can invite me for a drink later this evening. Thank you. And thank you Boston, QUBIC teams, and Quincy.
You can continue. I didn't want to pressure.
Thank you.
And now let's continue with a company on a mission to revolutionize how the world finances metals and minerals, from African mines to global markets. A big round of applause for Michael So and Tokenyze.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. I am Michael So. I'm the co-founder and CEO at Tokenyze. At Tokenyze, we're looking to disrupt supply chain finance. Let's make this happen first. At Tokenyze, we're looking to disrupt supply chain finance and commodity investment as we know today. We are looking to turn metals and minerals into investable digital tokens. But more importantly, we're looking to transform supply chain work-in-progress inventory into on-chain programmable collaterals. Our mission is to use tokenization to help refiners, producers to effectively reduce the cost of financing, allowing them to further basically get a better financing solution. And perhaps we can even change the demand profile for base metals and minerals from that of just industrial use to that of industrial investments and perhaps even currencies. Here's how we do it. We focus on 3 groups of personas, starting with the supply side, producers, refiners, groups that are basically sitting on inventory, waiting for the inventory to be made into products and then sold. Second group, asset buyers, stablecoin issuers, retail investors who are waiting to deploy capital to buy something. Third group, as you would imagine, marketplaces, dealers, exchanges, and decentralized exchanges where the supply meets demand. Now, here's what's happening today in the market. Producers, they would take out metal leases, they take dollar loans to acquire the material. They pay for the interest on the loan. They would then use the money and the material to then make products, sell the goods, get the cash, return the loan with cash, and hopefully make some money in between. The problem is, raw material financing is very, very expensive, upwards of 15% for many of the producers in countries such as, in continents such as in South America and Africa. In the meantime, retail investors has had no retail products that allow them to invest directly into base metals, materials, and minerals, and for that reason, supply chain finance is very, very inefficient. We have a 2-part solutions that solve the problems. Part 1, we tokenize, through tokenization as a service, we help producers, refiners create warehouse receipt tokens representing the on-the-conveyor belt work-in-progress inventory that conform to the strict legal definition of UCC Article 7 warehouse receipts, for that reason, not a security. Now, what it all means is that, as demonstrated by our team in the past 6 years, the warehouse receipt token is ready to be invested by retail investors and stablecoin issuers alike, which takes us to the second part of the solution, creating a CDP collateralized debt positions dollar stablecoin. We are a strong believer of dollar stablecoin. We believe it is the next big thing in finance. And our team are looking to launch stablecoin fully backed and over-collateralized by warehouse receipt tokens that we just talked about. Now, what it means is that we will be, number 1, using a mechanics highly similar to that of MakerDAO DAI. They have done that for Ethereum, over-collateralizing Ethereum and creating stablecoins. We are doing this for real-world assets, starting with base metals. Now, all in all, what it means is that producers, refiners sitting on inventories are now able to draw cash, shorten the cycle of cash coming back to them by simply depositing what they already have on the conveyor belt, warehouse, within the 4 walls, and be able to draw liquidity right out, from the dollar stablecoin pool. Now, all of these are only possible because of the Tokenyze platform. At Tokenyze, we have direct API integrations with the warehousing solutions. We also have a human staff 5-way reconciliation, allowing for positions to be truly accurate. And last but not least, we also have token operations that utilizes the Fireblocks MPC infrastructure, making them already at institutional grade. Our revenue model is very, very simple. For the things and metals that have high turnovers, we charge transaction fees. But for nickel, copper, and cobalt, these industrial materials, we charge a financing revenue sharing cost, alongside with the producers. The addressable markets eventually is going to be all things that make up GDP as we know today outside of services, starting with a $50 billion addressable markets in the next 5 years. We have made a lot of progress in the last 6 months. We only started the company in October. We raised $1 million pre-seed money from our angel investor. And with that, we used the money to hire employees, build infrastructure, receiving SOC 2 Type 1 in March, which enabled us just last Friday, getting a major commercial contract with Kitco Metals in Canada on tokenizing $340 million worth of gold and silver with a turnover from last year's number of $1.5 billion trading volume. And we are expected to generate $1.8 million from the transaction fee, giving us at a minimum ARR of $1.8 million. And just last night, we were also able to get a commercial contract, once again tokenizing another $300 million worth of assets. And in the pipeline, as you can see on the screen, we have also entered into MOU with a supranational organization called AMSG. They have helped us to get connected with Uganda and also Malawi, tokenizing iron ore and coal, further going into our deep base metals and material tokenization. Our roadmap is a little bit ambitious. We are looking to tokenize all things on the periodic table, starting with gold and silver this quarter. iron and coal next quarter, and nickel, copper, and cobalt, which are EV materials, towards the end of this year. We are also looking to establish ourselves regulated in DMCC Dubai, establishing and leasing our own warehouse to store the incoming metals, and addressing some of the credit concerns, from the African side of the equation. And furthermore, we are looking to launch our RWA CDP stablecoin in Q2 2026. We are looking to raise $2.5 million for our current seed round with a safe and token warrant structure. We have already gotten soft commits from some of the top names in the space, from a top layer 1 chain, a top Oracle solution, and one of the OG investors into Arbitrum, Avalanche, and Chainlink. We are looking for more. We believe our team has one of the best resumes on the planet to get this executed. Myself, a 3-time head of tokenization on my resume. I have tokenized gold and silver at Tradewin markets, working directly with the Royal Canadian Mint, Asahi, Agnico Eagle, Sprott, which are all the best names in the industry. I also have tokenized previously nickel, copper, and cobalt, for Norris Nickel, which is one of the largest nickel producer in the world. Also, most recently, I have tokenized private securities and fund structure, and I was the head of valuation for Raise FX and commodities at Greenwich Capital 2008. My partner, my mentor, my old boss, Kevin Hall, is a 35-year-old commodities trading veteran. He used to run offices, for Refco, which is one of the largest commodity trading house in the world, and also most recently at Tradewin Markets. But he also ran offices at RJ O'Brien, which got bought by StoneX recently. Now we Tokenyze, strongly believe in tokenization. We don't believe tokenization equals distribution. We believe tokenization is actually opening up access for many of the restricted parties. All in all, we are super excited. If you like what you see and hear today, please follow us, like us, and subscribe to us on LinkedIn and Twitter. Otherwise, if you want a copy of the deck, please scan the QR code. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now, a question. Who doesn't like a good adventure? We all do. And an adventure sounds even better when you are on a mission to help organizations unlock human potential through adaptive AI-powered learning. So let's give a warm welcome to Kristen Kalina and Mastermind Adventures.
Testing. All right, so raise your hand if you've ever had to complete a training by watching a video and clicking on checkboxes. Right. Now, keep your hand raised if you remember details about that training. Yeah, most people won't. And that is because passive learning results in only a 5 to 10% retention rate after only 24 hours, where experiential learning, that number raises to 75%. So why should this matter? The corporate training market is a $360 billion market annually, but studies have shown that 90% of this is completely wasted because of ineffective training methods and a lack of retention. If you add to that the cost of non-compliance, turnover, and errors and lawsuits, we're now talking about a $2.5 trillion cost. This is a huge risk issue for organizations. So what can we do about it? This is the question that we asked about traditional training when it came to our two sons who are both on the autism spectrum. We started doing research to try to figure out how we could not only teach them skills, but help them to retain those skills. And that's when we discovered the power of experiential learning. So we founded Mastermind Adventures in 2016 and created these large-scale interactive events that were exciting and educational and most of all, unforgettable. Then when 2020 came, we had to pivot. And so we brought all of this online and learned that with the power of human-centered AI, we could now bring this same impact to anyone, anywhere. And that is how the Boobot educational platform was born. So Boobot approaches things completely differently. So instead of just watching videos and clicking through ABCs and putting on your mouse jiggler. We actually get you involved. We do interactive, immersive storytelling where the participant is a character in the scenario. We ask you to make choices. We ask you to make decisions. We ask you to collaborate with others. We use multi-character chatbots so that it feels like a real company that you're working in. This is much more like real life and just has a much better sticking power when it comes to education. Additionally, we use blockchain verified credentials so that achievements are stored online and can be used for compliance or just tracking achievements. We're showing an 81% engagement rate over our competitors, which have only a 5 to 15% engagement rate. We use a business-to-business SaaS model with annual licensing based on user volume. But these don't have to be cookie cutter. We can specialize and customize modules so it's the just right fit for your organization. In addition to this, we use data dashboards so both the facilitator and the participant can track their progress and know exactly where they're going. We have entered the market through strategic pilots, higher ed collaborations, and also grant-funded programming. Our focus right now is on B2B sales where compliance is high and engagement is low because we see a huge opportunity here to make an impact. This is our team. I'm Kristen Kalina, the co-founder and CEO of Mastermind Adventures, and I have over 15 years of experience creating these immersive scenario-based modules for companies. Jason Kalina, our CTO, has over 20 years of experience in software engineering, in ed tech, higher ed, and health tech as well. We're also joined by an amazing group of advisors, including compliance, ed tech, and an enterprise product strategy advisor. So if you are ready to stop using checkboxes and exposing your company to huge loss of money, we are here to help. We're seeking strategic partners, funders, and visionary organizations who are ready to change the future of learning with us. And if you'd like to see what our demo is like, you can scan this code and check it out. My partner is going to want me to say that it is optimized for desktop, but it will work on your phone. But we would love to work with you, and please get in touch. Thank you.
Thanks, Kristen. Now, from mastering the canvas to reimagining the market, meet King Hobson, the award-winning artist behind Diiclae, the platform turning your fine art into the next investable asset. Big round of applause for King.
This is a moment we've been looking forward to for 2.5 years. My name is King Hobson, Chief Executive Officer and founder of Diiclae. In the world of fine assets, blue chip artwork continues to appreciate during periods of high inflation, leaving independent artists like your loved ones or everyday collectors like yourselves wondering, how do we participate in this market's appreciation? So naturally, you assume you have one of two options. You can take the gallery management route, but that lacks scalability. Or you could take the self-management route, but that requires more time and expertise. See, the problem with the traditional market isn't just that it operates as a closed circle or that your nieces and nephews may starve in the traditional market. But the primary issue is that since the beginning of time, when you purchase a piece of artwork, you're entitled to this physical sheet of paper. This is called your certificate of authenticity. Now, they're supposed to be extremely valuable, but they're often lost, stolen, forged, and simply put, they don't store value themselves. And that is why we're enthusiastic to showcase we've spent 2.5 years developing a third option. Diiclae, the smartest way to turn your fine art into a royalty-generating, appreciating asset. Imagine the impact of taking those physical certificates and turning them digital and completely streamlining the process of your entire art portfolio. And then imagine no longer, because that's precisely what we do. Diiclae allows you to register a smart certificate of authenticity. Now, this smart certificate lets you monetize, manage, and trade your fine art autonomously, all while tracking the appreciation, providing AI appraisals of your artwork. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking a Wall Street of creation where art is the asset. So what is the impact? Well, currently, independent artists and everyday collectors make up about 15% of the total global revenue. Totally, the art market is worth $60 billion. But every year in the US alone, $4 billion worth of artwork is sold with no proper management, no proper documentation, and no store of value. And this number has been growing 11% year over year since 2022. So we're looking at a trend where artists want to go independent, and we just want to give them the platform to do it. Therefore, our approach to market right now, we're conducting interviews. This helps us with our initial traction and user feedback. Next, we have influencers bringing their following to our platform, but most importantly, these enterprise partnerships. Building this platform, we learned insurance companies, they have a huge client base of estate clients with an enormous amount of artwork with no provenance, no store value, and no appraisal for none of their portfolio. So we're looking at a 50K to 100K MRR increase per insurance client. And these interviews taught us that our direct competitors are Etsy and Facebook, while our indirect competitors are Spreadsheet. And as you can imagine, they're completely uncomfortable and not satisfied with their current solution, while the remaining 40% are using absolutely nothing to solve their problem today. So as a group, they're all searching for a solution right now. We operate at a freemium, 20% of every transaction. We have value-added services, along with a software-as-a-service subscription B2B business model. But most importantly, exercising these business models, we were able to bootstrap 86K and launch our MVP. Using the key metrics of a marketplace buyer and seller, once we reach 5,000 buyers by 2026, we'd be on track to achieve 2.5% market penetration, on the way to 100 million annual recurring revenue. Competitive advantages. Currently, we have customers who provide user feedback. We have insider art market knowledge, like insurance companies needing the platform that we provide. We're non-provisional patent pending, but most importantly, there's an irreversible behavior once you register your artwork on the Diiclae platform. Current traction today, we have some users, we have artwork registered, and we were awarded 2022 Non-Traditional Business of the Year by Epicenter. And here we have some of our accelerators who've helped us grow even further, including Silicon Valley's The Battery, Boston's QUBIC Labs, and NVIDIA's Inception program. I am an award-winning Scholastic Gold Medal visual artist, and I started this company with $75 and a vision. Muhan Song, our Chief Operating Officer, he has 2 exits under his belt. And here are some of our advisors who've helped us grow even further, ranging in expertise from asset management, leadership development, and blockchain scalable solutions. We're raising a pre-seed of $500K. This allows us to exit MVP mode, execute our go-to-market strategy, but most importantly, establish a consistent growing monthly recurring revenue. And as always, it's a pleasure. Thank you all for choosing Diiclae, the Wall Street of creation, where art is the asset.
Thanks, King. And now a company pioneering token liquidity solutions that don't deplete project treasuries. Let's welcome Jan and Exchequer Finance.
Hey everyone, my name is Jan Pevsner. I'm a co-founder of Exchequer Finance. Oops, microphones, excuse me. My name is Jan Pevsner. I'm a co-founder of Exchequer Finance. And this presentation is about how we're building token liquidity without depleting project treasuries. Unlike traditional startups, crypto projects need to ensure active token trading from day one. Trading activity is essential for user engagement, investor confidence, and price discovery. This creates a substantial problem for crypto founders because currently, projects are forced to give away 20 to 40% of their entire token supply just to attract capital to support this activity. This dilution triggers a selling pressure that creates a price collapse, destroying the very value it's trying to create. And this problem is not getting better. This month alone, over $4.4 billion of tokens are scheduled to unlock among several prominent projects, with over $50 billion unlocking in 2025. Without a scalable and sustainable liquidity infrastructure, these unlocks are going to be extremely difficult to absorb. And the current solutions of building this liquidity aren't helping either. Centralized exchange market makers are expensive, operate without transparency, and often disappear during periods of high volatility. Decentralized liquidity mining create a death spiral of token emissions, leading to selling, leading to even more emissions. Both these methods push good projects into a financial death spiral. Our solution, liquidity protection notes, solves this. Think of it as insurance for token trading. Trading partners provide capital, but the project uses its dormant treasury tokens to absorb the downside risk. This creates stable trading environment without the selling pressure. The liquidity we're building is capital efficient. $100,000 in token collateral can create $200,000 in liquidity. Capital utilization varies across projects, but we've seen DAOs allocate as much as $1 million to build the same liquidity. With this efficiency, this solution is well positioned to take advantage of the market. With thousands of new and existing projects and billions of dollars in token unlocks, this market is primed for a scalable, and sustainable liquidity solution. We're focusing on projects faced with high costs of liquidity, DAOs looking to improve their capital efficiency, and large token holders impacted by low liquidity, partnering via direct outreach and cost analysis. Our team combines deep financial expertise with proven product development. I bring nearly 30 years in derivatives trading. My co-founder is a DeFi veteran with over 18 years of entrepreneurship. We're supported by specialists in auction theory, economics, machine learning, and a group of skilled developers. Our project is nearing completion. The front end is finished. The smart contracts are deployed on a test net. We are, the subgraph indexer is in active development, and we're focusing on back-end integration and preparing for security audits and a pre-mainnet launch. We're raising $1.5 million, of which $220,000 is already in the bank. The money will support team expansion, legal and regulatory strategy, and security audits, and will provide us up to 18 months of additional runway. Our mission is to empower Web3 ecosystem with scalable and sustainable DeFi. Please reach out. We'd love to work together. We'd love to hear your feedback. We need to solve this problem. Thank you.
Thanks, Jan. Now, let's go back to the fascinating world of art with a platform to buy and display digital art on any smart screen. The company is called Vision Studio, and with us, we have Francesco De Santis. Sorry, my mistake. We have another company pitching. Okay. How can you empower brands to turn product longevity into long-lasting profit? That's what Solaire is working on, and not Vision Studio. Vision Studio is the next one. A big round of applause for Vivian Zhang.
we're at the halfway point. Don't fall asleep yet. The best is yet to come. All right, so hi everyone. My name is Vivian. Nice to meet you all. For many years, I led the $1 billion high jewelry category at Tiffany. Despite achieving double-digit growth every year, something always bothered me. We crafted exquisite jewelry that lasts for generations, but only able to make profit from them once from its first sale. I know the story doesn't end there. Our products were resold repeatedly on the secondary market, sometimes even at higher prices. While marketplaces are making billions of dollars of these transactions, brands like Tiffany are left on the sideline with no revenue, no visibility, and no control. This is not just a Tiffany problem. It's a systemic, industry-wide issue. Resale has exploded into a $1.3 trillion economy, yet brands that created this economy are completely locked out. So I left my corporate job, we assembled a world-class team, I brought on a brilliant CTO, and we recruited world-class advisors. We are on a mission to transform the fundamental economic structure of the retail industry. So meet Solaire. We embed peer-to-peer resale capabilities directly into physical products, allowing brands to finally be able to monetize beyond their products for sale. Let me take you to a use case with one of our clients. These are Siltech cables. They're made of 24-karat gold, retail starting at $5,000. They're made by this company called International Audio Holdings, 40 years legacy in the business, 3 brands with millions of products at secondary circulation. A quick search on eBay confirms its strong resale demand. However, the company receives weekly emails from confused customers trying to validate the authenticity of their purchasers. Unfortunately, the answer is often no, which erodes customer trust, brand value, and punishes legitimate resellers. Now, partnering with Solaire, every IAH product, past or present, is equipped with a smart digital certificate. Simply tap the security tag, open the certificate, and click on resell. Our system generates a private encrypted link that works like PayPal link, but it handles the job of entire resale marketplace, from listing to payment to escrow, shipping, authentication, and even dispute management, all on-chain, peer-to-peer, wallet-to-wallet. Each transaction is digitally authenticated by the brand, its original maker, allowing them to earn a resale royalty of every single transaction and also access critical data on resale trends and consumer behavior. Of course, we don't just work with cable companies. So we work with brands across luxury goods, fashion, collectibles, baby products, mobility, accessing a network of $5 billion in resale revenue, in resale GMV. So how do we make money? We charge an implementation fee, a monthly licensing fee for white label clients, and a GMV-based transaction fee. We're on track to make $600K in revenue this year with the goal of achieving profitability next year. Why is our model better? Well, traditional marketplaces face a classic two-sided co-star problem, having to manage unpredictable consumer listing on one side and costly buyer acquisition on the other side. Not to mention the heavy operational, financial, and legal burden of human authentication to combat counterfeit. So Solaire flips the model. By working directly with the brands, we are able to secure inventory and ensure authenticity directly from the source. Our decentralized, link-based model allows sellers to take the marketplace, meet buyers where they are, tapping into existing market buyer network and demand. And resale is only the beginning. We're building the foundation for next-gen commerce, where every product will continue to generate value for brands well beyond its first sale. In the near future, we envision that customers will use their digital certificate to access, say, real-time appraisal, be able to insure their products, and be able to collateralize their ownership for loans, all while brands earning commission for every single one of these services. With the resale data that flows through our system, brands gain powerful insight, allowing them to build an army of AI agents that will autonomously manage their day-to-day business operations to optimize them, from things like production planning, pricing, inventory management, turning static products into smart, revenue-generating assets throughout its entire life cycle. We raised a pre-seed last year, validating our vision and technology. We're raising $2 million right now to excel the next level of growth. The funding will provide 2-year runway until we reach profitability in Series A. So if you're equally passionate about turning product longevity into lasting profit, let's talk. And I don't need a drink.
Thanks, Vivian. And now we have Vision Studio with Francesco De Santis. Unless you want to pitch Solaire, I don't know.
So, good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm Francesco De Santis, founder and CEO of Vision Studio. I'm 25. When I was only 19, I had a serious car accident and I was constrained 4 months in bed. I found in digital art a way to escape my reality. I started collecting digital artworks, but I had no way to display them. Did you know that $8.8 billion in digital artworks are sold each year, but 95% of them stay hidden in wallets? Art market is transforming itself. Digital art is growing fast, from a $15 billion market today to a $16 billion market by 2035, with a compounded annual growth rate of 14%. This isn't just a trend, it's a transformation for the art world. Our solution is already available on the App Store, and thanks to it, you can transform any smart screen into a digital gallery. It's not just a simple marketplace. You can buy and showcase digital art in our all-in-one platform. We are already in galleries, hotels, and art events. And as Spotify brings music into your home, we bring digital art into the real world. Paying our software subscription, you can have access to all the artworks and stream all the artworks on any smart screen using our Vision application. Our name is Vision, but we are something really concrete. We have already generated $40,000 in revenue. We have been selected for an important acceleration program like QUBIC Labs and NVIDIA Inception. And we have secured $50,000 from private investors and $50,000 in public grants. Our revenue model is simple. We sell a software-only solution for $9 per month. And for galleries without any display, we offer an hardware plus software solution. We are selling our products B2B and B2B2C. B2B to galleries, hotels, and events, and B2B2C reaching collectors through our gallery partners. This market is huge. We have targeted 25,000 galleries, 190,000 hotels, and plus than 70,000 art events that are looking for our software solution. Today, we are already in the market with our software. Galleries, events, and hotels are using our product, but also offices and private apartments. And we're going to release in June an exclusive multi-chain marketplace where we're going to take a 10% fee per sale. During this year, we are going to onboard also 100 plus galleries and hotels and more than 500 digital artists that are already in contact with us. Our team is composed by talents with diverse backgrounds. I'm a mechanical engineer. We have a software developer. Adriano is here with me, is our art director. We have 2 economists and a UX UI designer. We are all young entrepreneurs, and we all share one vision, that is bring digital art into the real world. We are raising $450,000 to position and upgrade our software and to integrate our multi-chain exclusive marketplace. So join us in this beautiful journey. Thank you for the attention. Please take my contacts and download the application using the link. Invest in vision, shape the future of the art.
Thank you, Francesco. Our next pitching company is on a mission to democratize access to financial services for the unbanked globally. Let's welcome Moataz Al-Obaid and Empowch.
Good afternoon. My name is Moataz Al-Obaid. I'm the founder and CEO of Empowch, a fintech company based in Washington, D.C., with a mission to democratize access to financial services for the underserved community worldwide using blockchain technology, stablecoins, and mobile-first infrastructures. Thank you for joining me today. I started Empowch 2 years ago to solve a problem I live every month, sending money to my family members back in Lebanon. The real pain point, not just on the sending side, more it's in the receiving side. My family members are all unbanked. I have 5 siblings, none of them have a bank account, only me. So my family struggle with access, delay, and high fee. And they don't have basic access to financial services. They don't have means to access loan, save for the future, or even invest in opportunity. But they're not alone. Before Empowch, I spent 7 years at the World Bank working on financial inclusion and studying how financial exclusion can keep entire communities, like the one I grew up in, trapped in cycles of poverty. Traditional remittance do not help empower recipient. They don't help the unbanked to build financial identity, save, borrow, or even participate in the digital economy. It's a one-way lifeline, not a bridge. And that's why we built Empowch, a blockchain-based mobile wallet and peer-to-peer payment platform that connects migrants like myself directly with their family members, making money transfer between peers as easy as sending WhatsApp message or any message. It's instant, it's borderless, it's inclusive, and most importantly, it's built for economic empowerment. Empowch leverages mobile devices, always in your hand. Stable coins, fast, and affordable, low cost. Blockchain technology, borderless, secure, and transparent. And that helps us to offer not only accessible and affordable, but completely inclusive solution for the unbanked. Today, we are live on the Apple stores and Google Play. We recently launched our local product in the UAE called Shaheen, and it's up and running as well. And we start to see daily people signing up and transactions start to pick up. We also partnered with leading financial institutions offering on-ramp and off-ramp for our customers, helping them to add money to their wallet across different jurisdictions and various payment options, card, bank, wallet, cash. In the UAE alone, we partnered with a company that offers 4,000 location vending machine. If you've been in the UAE, you see them on the street. That helps our customers to go and put money in the wallet, deposit cash, and get it into their Empowch wallet. In Lebanon, we built our own network, 75 cash agents to help our customers get their cash from the wallet. And to scale up this month, we're partnering with one of the biggest remittance companies, the 2 remittance company, to scale this globally. They have 300,000 locations worldwide where you can go deposit cash and withdraw cash from the Empowch wallet. And now we're also rolling our wallet as a service to not only our competitors, but to everyone that has our customers on a B2B2C model. We look to those companies that they have our customers, travel companies, remittance, and fintech as well. Our big move, this is not all. Our big move is piloting our wallet-to-wallet interoperability protocol, allowing customer of wallet A to send money to customer of wallet B. It's here in the US, we use it, Zelle, but it's only local. I would be able to use something like Zelle to send it globally. We're starting with wallet and next with bank. We have the first mover advantage to position us to be the SWIFT for wallets. Currently, we are raising $1.5 million to strengthen our compliance and licensing, establish a solid presence in the UAE, and we're starting in Abu Dhabi, and also roll out our API model business to business. Our team is small but mighty. I love our team. We're starting 2 years ago together. We have a complementary skill set. And most importantly, that everyone has first-hand experience of the problem and compulsion to create this solution. We're creating not only technology or moving money, we're building a bridge, empowering people, connection, future, because we believe that financial inclusion is a right, not a privilege. If you want to know more about Empowch, you can scan the QR code, and I will be around to talk to you. Thank you again for your listening.
Thank you, Motaz. Our next company solves complexities in managing real-time transactions across traditional and digital assets through unified infrastructure software. Let's give a round of applause for Francis Kim and Knox Networks.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Francis Kim. I'm head of engineering and architecture for Knox Networks. And Knox Networks was founded on the premise that traditional finance and digital assets will coexist together for decades to come. So we created B2B infrastructure software that provides real-time asset orchestration and transaction management tooling for businesses looking to work across traditional assets like cash and treasuries and digital assets like tokenized funds, stablecoins, crypto. And we're API-based, very easy to use, flexible. You keep your existing systems, no rip and replace. And the problems we hear about is transacting these assets across various systems in a unified manner and having real-time visibility across your asset classes is problematic. You know, there's fragmented back-end processes and operations, different tech stacks, interfaces. And as businesses invest more into digital assets and stablecoins, the problems just get worse. So we've saved our customers years of development time, operation costs, transaction costs, and provided new revenue opportunities where they can trade and transact in new asset types and have automated asset management. So we built a stellar team at the intersection of traditional finance and digital assets. We're headquartered in NYC. Most of our team has 10 to 25 years in experience. Our chairman of the board is Marty Chavez. He's the ex-CFO of Goldman Sachs. We have our lead investor from Anthos Capital. And then we have Eric Schmidt, who's the former CEO and chairman of Google. He's been our largest angel investor to date. And being large in an engineering and product team, we couldn't have been here with our advisors. Some of them include the former head of the OCC of the US, former head of the New York Fed, board member of digital assets, a board advisor to Coinbase, and others from Swift, Stripe, and Block. So we're already in production today with patented software. But we're very excited to announce that we just closed a seed round of $6 million, which gives us 2 to 3 years of runway to expand our customer base and go to market. And we've had great industry feedback. We've won several awards, one at the G20 Summit, beating out the likes of JPM and MasterCard. And we've won a prestigious grant from the NSF and the White House. And why now? Well, regulation, market trends for digital assets have been phenomenal. And we're in an ecosystem where fintechs want an easy digital asset strategy, and they want it fast. And you see this momentum with all the acquisitions. You got Bridge getting bought up by Stripe. You got the MoonPay acquisitions, Ripple acquisitions, and so forth. So yeah, Knox works in our customers' environment on-prem or in their cloud. So we work in 3 ways. So first way is we help company A integrate to these external systems. So they may have cash across various banks, funds across various systems. It could be at WisdomTree, Circle, and digital assets across various custody services like Fireblocks, Anchorage. And 2, we'll create real-time digital twins, representations of these assets. And 3, we'll initiate automation and business logic across all these accounts. So some examples of automation capability that we have in production today: yield automation threshold. If my cash is above a certain amount, move it to a money market fund. If my ETH is above a certain amount, move it to a staking service. Or you have payroll via stablecoins. Banks can offer their business customer the ability to do payouts in stablecoins. We do the conversion from fiat. We set up recurring payments and do things like allocate X% to a certain fund for this employee. And then you have hot wallet, cold wallet rebalancing for security and regulatory reasons. In some jurisdictions, you have to keep X% of your assets offline in a cold wallet. We'll automate all that process for you. And then you got things like netted settlements where you might have thousands of trades a day, but you settle only once at the end of the day with the market maker. So we'll net out the transactions so you save the on-chain fees while keeping the rest of the trade fees in revenue, in profit. So we have two go-to-market strategies. One is direct to the customer, to the product operations team. Might be someone like Robinhood, Digital Bank, or any other exchanges. And another way is through a distribution partner. So one might be a custody service like Fireblocks or Blockdaemon. Another one might be a tokenized fund issuer like Circle, WisdomTree, and so forth. Or it might be someone like Accenture or Deloitte, and we just sell to their customers. And our easy-to-use software it typically goes from contract to production about 2 to 3 months. So our ask, number one, is introduction to clients. We have a lot of features and cool tech built out. And number two is introduction to some strategic partners. These distribution partners I just talked about with different custody services or fund issuers or direct to customers through someone like Deloitte or Accenture. And then number three is hiring for a go-to-market revenue lead with early-stage startup experience in fintech and digital assets. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Francis. And now, how can you innovate channels for brand and creators to build better communities, improve ROI for events, activations, and so much more? That's what we're going to hear from Ty Henwood and INTRFAC. An applause, please.
All right. Hey, everybody. My name's Ty Henwood. I'm the CEO and co-founder of INTRFAC. I've worked with brands for many years. I built a brand myself and then pivoted to working in private labeling for other brands in the Web 2 and Web 3 space. Through this experience, I learned a lot about what challenges these brands are facing. Namely, that the return on investment for their traditional marketing efforts is going down. Ad spend is increasing, engagement is decreasing, and its loyalty is becoming harder and harder to win for these brands. So every year, 82% of a company's average online spend goes to digital ads. But consumers are ad fatigued. Everyone's been there. You're watching a YouTube video and 5-minute video, 3 to 5 unskippable ads. It's horrible. And we're looking for a better way. It's not all doom and gloom. Some companies are still succeeding, and we notice trends in the ones that are. And it's really been a focus on community in the Web 3 and Web 2 spaces that have supercharged the growth of certain companies. Take Stanley Drinkware. They're a 110-year-old company. They've been around for a long time. They were stagnant at about 70 million ARR until about 4 years ago. They brought on a new CMO. He pivoted their focus completely into community. He was focusing on customer stories and engaging the people that were loyal to them. In 4 years, they were able to 10x their revenue to 750 million ARR. It was a huge success story. And it was data like that led me to want to build INTRFAC. INTRFAC gives brands an innovative new marketing vertical to replace endless ad spend with a data-driven system that brings them front of mind more often and incentivizes every fan to be a brand ambassador. In short, INTRFAC is a toolkit to help brands and creators build better communities. How does it work? It's pretty cool. We have a gamified, blockchain and AI-backed social hub that we're actually pairing with NFC-chipped physical products, which creates tangible, interactive new ways for brands to get in touch with their audiences and reactivate them regularly. We're also hijacking the reward systems and dopamine loops used by mobile games to keep users coming back day after day after day. Imagine the shirt you're wearing right now or your morning cup of coffee enabling you to earn rewards every time you grab a cup or you put it on in the morning. That's what we're enabling brands to do. We're enabling them to reward consumers and keep them coming back, giving them reasons to be loyal. We think there's a massive market opportunity here. Last year alone in just the US, $601 billion was spent in online ads. We believe over the next 5 to 10 years, experiential marketing is going to grow because technology is advancing faster and faster. We think at least 10 to 15% of brand marketing spends are going to be able to go towards this type of marketing. And platforms like Interface give brands the ability to take experiential marketing outside of events where they would normally be going and bring it anywhere that their consumers are. None of our competitors have been able to crack the market yet. There's a couple elements like the social platform connectivity, the physical and digital, and the gamification aspects of Interface that we believe will position us as the market leader in the gamification and experiential marketing space. We also have an amazing team. We have over 20 years of combined experience in product, marketing, branding, and software engineering. And our lead CTO, he's an ex-Apple and ex-Bank of America. So we think our team synergy positions us to be a leader in this space. So far, we've bootstrapped Interface, so we haven't taken any capital yet, and we've achieved 90 million, 90 million, I wish. We've achieved 90,000 in revenue so far, and we've gotten an Interface to a working MVP. We've also secured a number of partnerships in the Web3 space. Maybe you're familiar with a couple of these brands, but they currently have products out in the real world with real product testing going on. We're super proud of a lot of these partnerships. Our business model, we're looking to acquire users really fast as a social platform, so we're actually targeting CPG brands first, alcohol companies and energy drink brands that we can do live events with. This creates measurable, quick turnaround times for case studies and gives us the ability to onboard users really quickly. We make money through a monthly SaaS fee. We're also selling the chips and chipped products. As we progress, we're going to do on-platform visibility boosting, an ecosystem currency and marketplace, and longer term than that, enterprise solutions and API integration. So there's a lot of opportunity here. Right now, we're still fairly early. We're looking to take our first raise, so we're looking for an angel pre-seed of about $500K in a safe note, and that'll help with our go-to-market strategy and securing more partnerships, as well as our product development in 2025. We're also eagerly seeking pilot partnerships right now, so we're looking for companies to join us and use Interface and help us get more feedback. If you're looking to revolutionize your marketing, let's chat. Our vision for Interface is to turn it into a globally adopted marketing channel that brands across many industries use every single day. And we think we're going to be able to do it. So I'd love to connect with all of you guys. Please feel free to scan this QR. That'll book a call. Love to chat. Or after the presentation, you can connect with me directly and tap my T-shirt with your phone. So yeah, hope to connect with everybody. Thank you, QUBIC, and talk to you soon.
Thanks, Tai. Now, this might be the last pitching company of the day, but they're powerful. They're powerful as the sun. The largest obstacle to clean energy revolution is expensive, unreliable, and opaque insurance. Sunereum Labs product Refiant is the first insurance product to be fully programmable, verifiable, and a general-purpose insurance liquidity layer. A big round of applause for Viroshan and Sunereum Labs.
Hi. That's not us. These have been such great pitches. It's almost a pity that I get to go last and bring it to a close. My name is Viroshan Naika. I hold a doctoral degree in mathematics. I'm the Chief Product Officer at Sunereum Labs. And for about 8 years, I've been building decentralized Web3 protocols ranging from universal basic incomes to cryptographic exchanges. I've seen the lot. It's my privilege to introduce Refiant today, which is a protocol that we've been building around trust. And it's curious that I've noticed that trust is very different in America as opposed to South Africa, where I come from. Just a bit about us as a team. We recently won a $1 million prize from the state of New York to build a clean energy risk engine and insurance product. This is supported by NYSERDA and the Insure team out of Boston. Our team has like the wide spectrum of experience. We have had boots on the ground solar experience, repowering sites. I have a blockchain background. We built technology, we have finance, and we are supported by some strong advisors from Wilson Sonsoni. InsurTech New York is an early investor into our startup, and with good connections to the US Department of Energy. So the first thing you ask when building a protocol is, why build it? So for me, insurance is about how we balance risk and trust. So if you have too much risk and not enough trust in a relationship, it creates anxiety. If there's too much trust and not enough risk, you get bored. And somewhere in the middle, there's confidence, and startups tend to move around depending on their funding level. But irrespective of that, we're almost always paying trust premiums. So if we want to transfer risk, we pay a premium to reduce the risk and increase trust. And insurance is our ability to trust in recovery. Except that we're running out of insurance capacity globally. Climate and systemic risks are going up. Insurers are pulling out of markets, including critical markets like energy. And businesses still need to buy insurance so that they can deploy finance and make investments. So overall, we're seeing a loss of trust. Let me show you how we solve this problem. So clean energy is not resilient. About $500 billion went into solar and renewables last year. And at the same time, clean energy sites, because they're so big, are asymmetrically impacted by natural catastrophes. So natural catastrophes in clean energy tend to be very expensive, but the driver of this market in terms of cost comes from about, a couple of areas. Texas, because of hail, Florida, because of hurricanes, and California, because of fires. And that's just in the US. So the problem is there's a big liquidity crunch in the clean energy sector when it comes to insurance. PV panels have gone up in terms of insurance by 400% in 5 years. That is a wrecked solar site. And because of attrition between insurers and asset owners, there's a tendency to take a long time to pay out claims. So that site would typically take between 12 and 18 months to get up and running. That's 12 to 18 months of lost electrons and business interruption. And coverage is shrinking, so usually asset owners are not put back into the same position they were before. So our solution, Refiant, adds liquidity and creates trust through verifiable on-chain incentive mechanisms. We're building this on top of EigenLayer, which is about 2 years old. They're an Ethereum protocol, but you can, in principle, stake any asset into EigenLayer. They have about $8 billion of total value locked into the protocol now. They pay between 3% and 4% in yields, and they've recently launched an active validation service which allows us to build on top of their liquidity and trust infrastructure. So the idea of composable resilience is to have a resiliency stack. The deepest layer of liquidity would be, for example, the Ethereum staking layer, and Refiant would sit between Ethereum stakers and insurance policy seekers and mediate the trust problem by providing risk information, data feeds, and claims validation. This is a difficult thing to pull off, but there is a growing market in which we can get this set up. So catastrophe bonds go directly to the heart of the problem. And in 2025, Q1, catastrophe bonds hit an all-time high of 52 billion. 7.1 billion bonds were issued in Q1 alone, and the yields are relatively high because they reflect the way that insurance markets tend to be driven asymmetrically in terms of cost. So you get a 15 to 20% yield, and there's a 2% management fee. So let me tell you about what solar asset owners come to us with. This is a site in North Carolina. It's called Facile Solar. They are a 3 megawatt site. It's worth about $3 million. And they were struck by lightning. So because of a lightning strike, they had to replace most of their technology. So they got better technology put in. But the insurance premiums went up. So they pay 167% more after the lightning strike than they did before. Their deductibles went up by 200%, and 20% of their revenue actually goes to the insurer. This is a big problem. It's a systemic problem. We're connected to 50 other sites globally, getting live data from them, and we keep having conversations with asset owners about insurance alternatives because the burden is getting higher. In terms of benefits compared to traditional insurance, We can bring more liquidity into the market. We can scale because we are directly plugged into sites, and we can deploy capital at speed. So we can pay out in hours and verify claims in hours as opposed to months. We use a service called Raptor Maps. They're also Boston-based. They can measure a crack on a PV panel with a drone, and this is inclusive. So we would give access to a bond market which is growing, to stakeholders on blockchain, as opposed to the big reinsurance companies like Swiss Re and Munich Re, who are owners of the bond market. In terms of our ask, we're raising $3 million. We've already raised $1 million in grant funding. We have a $500,000 matching commitment from an institutional investor. There's $1.5 million of the round available. And the key components to bring this all together would be legal and regulatory, getting additional risk models in, and setting ourselves up in a sandbox so that we can go to market. The vision is that we will start with clean energy, but this is a general purpose insurance layer which allows for liquidity and verification pooled into one. These are some of the companies and institutions that we're working with. Some are data providers, some are service providers, and there's QUBIC down there who have given us a platform here today. In terms of next steps, we would love to talk to you about how we solve clean energy. Those are our contact details. Feel free to reach out to any one of us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Roshan. This was our last pitch company of the day, so I would love to call here on the stage with me the whole QUBIC Labs team. Ian, Harry, Gareth. So, I guess, okay, thank you. I just wanted to tell you how grateful I am that I had the opportunity of working with you. I'm proud of you, and I'm proud of each one of you founders. You did an amazing job. So we are all proud of what you were able to achieve during these 3 months. So a big applause, and it goes only to you, to each one of you. Grazie. Thanks for joining us. And I guess we can continue with some really interesting networking on the other side.